Hello, English students. Here we are starting week 8, believe it or not. This is our 8th week. And the idea is to start dealing with definite and indefinite articles. What you see here on the screen is our booklet. I'm on page 2 of our booklet. And as you can see, here you have explanations on the use of the definite and the indefinite articles. It may sound easy, but it's not so easy, all right? There are many people who have a very good level of English, but they make lots of mistakes when they use the definite and the indefinite article. I want you to read these carefully on your own, then we will open a forum so that you can ask questions. I just want to highlight, okay, some topics which I find are particularly important. One has to do with this question of the indefinite article. You have two possibilities, let's say. You talk about, I don't know, you say, I live in a house, or I live in an apartment. Why do I say a house and an apartment? Well, it has to do with the sound that you find at the beginning of the following word. Be careful, I'm saying sound, and I'm not talking about spelling, because we tend to say that whenever you have a vowel at the beginning, okay, you use an, all right, an apple, for example. That is when you have A, E, I, O, or U. But sometimes you have to be careful because you have examples such as a university. Let's use a blackboard. If you say a university, is this right or wrong? It is perfect, yes, and this is a vowel, right? But the spelling is a U. If you think of its pronunciation, you have a university, okay? You don't have a vowel sound at the beginning, all right? So be careful. It is a generalization when we say that you have A, E, I, O, U at the beginning, all right? Next, as regards the definite article, you see that you have only one possibility in terms of spelling. But if you think of pronunciation, you talk about the house, but you talk about the apartment. For these cases, let's say, we have a different pronunciation. Right? We'll say the apartment or the umbrella, the apple, the evening. All right, we don't say the evening. Okay, as we say the morning, we say the evening. That is something interesting that I wanted to underline. Then you have, well, explanations about the different uses. Remember that there is a possibility of using no article. And in fact, that is a very common mistake, this one in particular. When we are talking about generalizations here, it says we do not normally use an article with plurals and uncountable nouns to talk about things in general. That's why I use the word generalizations. And this is different from our own language, the way we generalize in English. If you are using English, you say men are stronger than women. You don't say the men are stronger than the women. If you say the men, you're not generalizing. You're talking about some men within, I don't know, you're talking about the men in my family. You could say the men in my family are very intelligent. You're talking about a particular set of men. But if you want to generalize, then you go for men are stronger than women. That is a very common mistake that comes from our own mother tongue. And the same with uncountable nouns. with uncountable nouns. Then we're going to talk about them. For generalizations, when you say something like happiness is impossible to achieve. You don't talk about the happiness, all right? But happiness. We are all looking for happiness. All we want is money. Then on page 3, you have an explanation related to countable and uncountable nouns. That is nouns which you can count or nouns which you cannot count. We have to remember in some cases whether some nouns are countable or uncountable. And whether a noun is countable or uncountable is very important in terms of the use of articles and some other words. I move to page 4, and there you have determiners. Determiners is a broader term than article. In fact, determiners include articles, and determiners comprise, as we said, articles, demonstratives. Okay, demonstratives. What do you think of when I say demonstratives? Okay, look at these examples. Okay, these is a demonstrative, which is a plural. Do you remember? Don't ask me why, but this is a very common mistake, right? Not using the plural form for the demonstrative. Remember here, this is connected to proximity, but if we're talking about something that is far away from us, we will go for that example. And who remembers the plural? Yes, those examples. All right? I'll go back here, come back here. So demonstratives, possessive determiners, okay? Possessives, my, your, our, and quantifiers. Quantifiers are quite problematic for students. When to use many, when to use much, when to use a lot, any. And this is really connected to whether a noun is count or non-count. Well, here you have all the explanations related to determiners, to possessives, to quantifiers, and then you have some practice. I would like you to solve all the exercises after reading carefully and asking questions if necessary. I would like you to solve all the activities here. They start here on page 5. You have some activities, page 5, page 6, and up to page 7. The idea is to post the answers on Saturday morning. I will post a key directly so that you can correct your exercises. Well, I hope you do well. Any doubt, feel free to send a message or post a comment. The idea is you get in touch. We are here to help you in this learning process. Well, thank you. Hope to see you soon.